yeah, let's go ahead and sink the ship. So we'll start with the sink by simulation. And yeah, it does have one. So that is pretty cool. We're still sailing here. And oh my gosh, there is a tanker which is approaching us fairly rapidly here. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am back in Tiny Sailor's World on Roblox. It's been a little bit, so we're going to check out a few of the updates that I missed. And yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's take a look at the list here. We've got the Stanton Dam 2, which is pretty cool looking. We've got the Campbelltown and a name that I may butcher here, the El Atlantique, maybe? And then a USSR ship that I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of because I'm probably going to get it wrong. But there it is. We'll start with the top of the list and work our way down. Now, because we have so many ships to look at today, I'm going to keep it brief, so we're not going to do a voyage or anything with it. We're just going to sail it out and then sink it, like we usually do for these shorter end videos. So we're going to get moving with the Stanton Dam 2 here. I will say, with many of these new ships, they do have a lot of detail, and I do appreciate that there's a lot of detail on these builds. So, yeah, great job to the creators for, well, making a build that looks really cool. I will say they've got their safety in check. They've got lifeboats doubled up there, so yeah, if anything were to go wrong, I mean, there's plenty of lifeboats for everybody. Now let's see if the ship has a different livery, so I'll press Z on the keyboard, and it does. Looks like we've got a grayed out military livery, so that is pretty cool, but I prefer the one with the black hull, white superstructure, and yellow funnels. Alright, so I've been sailing for a little bit, and I haven't found deeper water, so we're just going to sink the ship right here. So we'll go into the sinking menu, and we'll start with Sink by Simulation. And it does work, so we're going to check this out. This is all going to be new to me, because I'm not familiar with the sinking, so yeah. Uh-oh, there's a torpedo. And there it is, a big explosion right at the stern of the ship. Alright, lifeboats are getting away. You've got the flares going up, and yeah, there's actually some people jumping overboard, which is unfortunate. Now, just because I think it's cool, we can go into mini mode so we can walk around on the ship like it was in full scale. Alright, here we go. The ship is leaning over quite a bit, and that makes sense because, well, the torpedo hit on that side of the ship, which means the water's going to be flooding in on that part. So we'll go down the stairs here. I would say that we don't have long left to live on board this ship. We've got to either evacuate or, well, go down with the ship. And I think the ship is plunging. Yep, there it goes. The funnels are collapsing, and it has hit bottom. And I've actually gone down with the ship. I'm stuck in the bottom portion there. But yeah, there it is. That is the Stanton Dam 2. So with that, let's move on to the next ship. Alright, so here we have the Campbelltown. It is a British Royal Navy destroyer. It's a fairly small ship compared to some of the ocean liners in-game. But it is cool. It's got some guns, and it looks very sleek and moves very fast. Now, from what I've seen, there is no interior to this build, but that's okay. Again, it is a small ship, so it does make sense. Now, there is another livery to this ship. If I press Z, you can see the color changes a little bit there. So, yeah, with that, let's go ahead and sink the ship, and I think we should do something explosive. So, yeah, let's go with a boiler explosion, and there it is. A giant explosion throughout the ship, and we are now beginning to sink. Once again, in mini mode on board the vessel, we are going down. The lifeboats are getting away, which is good. It's always important to get those lifeboats. And look at that, there's a raft as well. Let's see, can I hop in the raft? Yes, I can. That is really cool. Alright, and the ship is going down fairly fast. You can see now that the deck is flooded, it just drops like a stone, and there it goes to the bottom. So, with that, let's move on to the next ship. Now, once again, apologies for the pronunciation on this, but I believe it's the El Atlantique. Again, not super sure about that, probably wrong. I'm assuming that you guys will be able to correct me in the comments there. So thank you. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the ship. And it looks really cool. I mean, there's a ton of detail to check out on this build. But first, let's get it moving. And while we have a little bit of daylight left, let's see if there's another livery. And there is. We've got a version with red funnels. So that's cool. And there does seem to be a lot of interior detail to this ship. We're going to look at this in first person or in mini mode, and that will be really cool. This might be an interesting ship to sink because with these massive open spaces, watching them flood is a possibility. So yeah, Near the back of the ship, it looks like we have a tennis court. Could be wrong, but yeah, this is pretty cool. We got some benches alongside. There is a lot of beams and things like that, so, you know, you can't really walk from one end to the other here. You have to actually go out this way and then walk, but yeah, that's interesting. Alright, so we're nearing Tokyo now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and sink the ship. We'll do a night sinking, and we'll first check to see if there is a sink by simulation, and look at that, there's actually another ship in the distance there. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if there's a sink by simulation, and there isn't, so let's do a bit of a traditional sinking, so we will sink by the bow. There we go. And look at that, that looks to be the Queen Mary sailing by. Alright, so we are now sinking, and I want to find my way down into that dining room. It looks really cool, so we've got to go down into the promenade, and there we go. So, here we are. This is what it looks like down in here, and wow, it is truly amazing. You can also see the ship is really sinking at this point. It's doing a traditional sink, so it's going down by the bow, and the stern is coming up, so yeah. Yeah, but soon this room is going to start flooding, and I do intend to be here when it does flood, so yeah, we can actually see the bow is now gone, and yeah, it's a pretty big indicator that there's a problem. Probably want to get that resolved. Unfortunately, I can't really do that as, well, I'm not in the bridge, so yeah, the ship is actually going down really fast. The lights are starting to flicker, and you can actually, you can actually see the water. Oh my gosh. I was going to say, you can almost see the water starting to flood in outside. But, yeah, no, the ship just hit the bottom, and we have sunk. So, yeah, there it is. It's actually an interesting wreck. You can see the funnels are sort of collapsed over here, but the ship is upright. So this might be a good wreck for some divers to actually check out. So, yeah, with that, let's move on to the final ship. Alright, so here we have a USSR ship, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because I'm probably going to get it wrong. But yeah, here we are, and it does look really cool. It looks like there's a ton of detail on board, just like the last ship we looked at. So yeah, let me look inside and see if there's anything. Yep, there's something back here, and it's actually got a skylight, so that's pretty cool. This is definitely one of those ships with lots of lifeboats. You can see we've got them doubled up here, and yeah, if something were to go wrong, we've got plenty of lifeboats to save us. But yeah, let's go ahead and sink the ship. So we'll start with the sink by simulation, and yeah, it does have one. So that is pretty cool. We're still sailing here. And oh my gosh, there is a tanker which is approaching us fairly rapidly here. I do like that it's actually turning as well. It's trying to avoid a collision. And there it is, crashing into the back of the ship. And yeah, not good. Alright, so while we're sinking here, let's go to those interior spaces and check them out. Probably not the most ideal situation to do it in, but yeah, here we go. Look at that. There's a pretty cool space there. It's a shame that it's rapidly flooding, but the ship went down really fast. We're actually going to do this again because I do want to see the sinking without all this chaos. Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, we're going to run the simulation over again. We've got the ship approaching us, but yeah, while that's happening, here's what the interior spaces look like. And back here, we've got the collision occurring right at the stern of the vessel, and while that's happening, here we have the other interior space. We were looking at this when the ship was sinking, but yeah, look at that. And oh my gosh, yeah, I can't even get back onto the ship. It is sinking too fast, and now I'm trapped inside. So, yeah, so much for not having chaos there. Yeah, you can see the air is escaping the cargo holds there. The bow is the only thing left, and there it is. That is quite the view there as it sinks to the bottom, and it becomes a wreck. Alright, so there it is. There's a couple of the new ships added to Tiny Sailor's World, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Goodbye.